Okay, welcome to video 2. We're going to be writing expressions in here. So first let's remind ourselves of what a variable is. That's a letter that represents an unknown value. And algebraic expressions, these are just variables that are combined with operations. The important thing here is when we have an expression, there's no equal sign. Okay, so let's look over some verbal phrases that represent operations. So in this first column, we see the word add. So whenever we see any of these words below, we're going to know the operation we need to do is add. So if you see plus, sum, greater, increased by, or more than, and more than is separate here because that's a special case. Then if we look at subtract, we subtract when we see the words minus, take away, decreased by, subtract from, or less than. Then we multiply if we see any of these words, times, product, double, triple, twice, per, and of. And then divide when you see any of these words, quotient, half of, or 1/3. Okay, let's go use some of these. So this whole table is going to become very handy when you look at the questions and we write algebraic expressions. So down here we're going to express each of the following verbal phrases as an algebraic expression. So our first one, we have these 4 times. Well, times, that means multiply. So 4 multiply a number. Well, I don't know what the number is, so we use an unknown for that. So that would be represented by 4x, 4 times x. So if it helps you can write these things above. So when I say the word 4, that's a number. Times means multiply a number, so I use a variable. All right, next one. So we have a number, so that's where we're going to use in some kind of a variable. So I'll use x again. Increased by, well, when I see that, that means that I'm going to add. And then again, here at the end, I see a number, so 6. So if you wanted to put the 6 up above, that would help you. So then if you choose to do this, we can have all of this up top. This is how we're going to write our expression. So a number increased by 6 would be x plus 6. Okay, next we have a number, so that's what we don't know, so we use a variable. Then I see the word divided by. That means that I'm going to divide. And then 2. But remember, when we divide, we want to write that as a fraction. So this is going to actually be x divided by 2 written as x over 2. So remember that those are written as fractions here. Okay, so the next one, 5 times, that means multiply a number. We're going to use a variable. So let's start with that. 5 times a number, that would be 5x. And then I have this word decreased by, so that means I need to now subtract 7 away from that, so decreased by 7. So my answer would be 5x minus 7. And again, all up at the top, if I write those below each piece, that will help me to write my expression there. Okay, the next example, 9 less than. Well, that's a very important one. If I'm saying less than, it's less than something. So how do I figure out what it's less than? Well, if it's 9 less than twice a number, it has to be subtract 9 from this. So less than is very important. It means we're going to subtract 9. And then we've got the word twice. That means 2 times. That's multiply a number, an unknown. I'm going to stick with x. So that's written as 2x minus 9. Okay, the next one. This one says if a plane travels 550 kilometers per hour, well, my important words here are that 550 and per hour. Per hour, that means multiply by the number of hours. Well, if you keep reading, it says represent the distance if they will travel in h hours. So h hours, they're telling you what to use as your unknown. So you've got to be careful of that. If they tell you that I have to use a certain variable, I can't make one up. So this one is going to be 550h, and that's again because they told us what to use. All right, that's the end of this video. We'll see you tomorrow.